Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships, and today we are going to be showcasing a battle with Jorge, or as his name is now, Murakumo, and I'm still pronouncing that wrong, even though I am currently in Japan. My Japanese is quite terrible. Yes, this is going to be pre-recorded because I am currently in Japan, probably Okinawa or maybe even Tokyo. We'll see. We'll see when this video actually goes out. We are playing on Tears of the Desert, playing Domination. We have a Montana Kerfers, Missouri Musashi, Amagi Des Moines, New Orleans, Prince Eugen, Gearing, Z52, Yugamo, and a Harikaze on the enemy team. There's a Republique, Kerfers, Iowa, Missouri, Roma, Minotaur, Hipper, Pensacola, Z52, Shimakaze, Fletcher, and a Yugamo. Now this battle is going to be a crazy battle. I am actually in this battle. I'm the Z52, currently capping C, but this is all going to be from the perspective of Murakumo, and we'll see how this battle progresses. And I know how it ends, and it is a very, very nail-biting experience. So, starting off, Des Moines, fantastic ship. Love this ship. It's a very powerful ship, but it can be at the exact same time very fragile. Enemy team is spotted. Minotaur is spotted. Kerfers and Iowa. And currently, let's see, he is opening up with AP. Very good choice. Triple Citadel on that Minotaur. Very nice job there. Let's see if he gets lucky. Unfortunately, not really. I think that island is just enough in the way that he can't really bring down his guns far enough to actually get any additional shots on that Minotaur. Now, the Des Moines is squishy. She has to be in a more hold down position. She's very fantastic holding down a position. She can't really push. That's going to be her major issue, is she's not that good at pushing. She does have radar, which is going to be extremely beneficial because it is very powerful against a Minotaur that is currently smoking in his screen and is hiding. I think I said that very bizarrely, but anyways, we'll go with it. And he is trying to get into a position, trying to get shots on the enemy Minotaur, but Fletcher does pop up, and instead it does look like Jorge, or Murakumo for that matter, is focusing on that Minotaur. Minotaur probably needs to go down fairly quickly, though the Fletcher would have been a nice target. Enemy destroyer is also spotted all the way down C. It is the enemy Yugamo. Does switch his attention to that Yugamo, but is probably going to go down relatively quickly. And Murakumo is taking really big steps in the other direction. There are quite a few battleships downrange that it would be in his best interest to not be very easy to hit. So at this time, our team is in the lead as far as ships. We don't have anyone really supporting A. Enemy team did manage to capture A, and we are in the process of currently trying to capture B, but B is currently being contested by the enemy Z52, and as well as the majority of their team up north. Unfortunately, we have just lost our Amagi to the enemy Shimakaze, and things are still going to be a little bit tight, but fortunately we do get the B cap, which is going to prove very beneficial for us, and unfortunately is going to make this battle a lot more difficult because our team is essentially spread out for the most part. You see there's a huge fleet up north at that very small gap. Unfortunately, we do have a few destroyers actually minding that gap, is the Harikaze and the Yugamo. But unfortunately for them, they are currently facing off against a few cruisers and a few battleships, and we'll see how things continue. So at this time, things are still going to be fairly close. We definitely need to try to support B, but there's still quite a few ships down here at the C cap, and very nice job dodging there. And it looks like Murakumo has finally taken his very first hit. Quite impressed that both the Iowa and the Roma managed to miss a Des Moines. So he was very fortunately smart enough to actually start to slow down and fortunately disappear from detect, which is going to prove very valuable, not viable. So with that done, we definitely need to do something because our team is currently down 4 ships to their 1 and is not looking so hot for us. Though we just managed to bring back a little bit by taking out their enemy Fletcher. And let's see, looks like Murakumo does pop his radar. Enemy Minotaur is finally spotted and is going to go down relatively quickly. And unfortunately, no Citadel there. That was a bit of an unfortunate luck, but there we go. Finally got a Citadel. Does take out the enemy Minotaur, which does bring our team back a little bit. But things are still going to be a little bit tight because the enemy team is currently capturing B and is still a presence down at the C cap that we can't really force ourselves up towards B. We definitely need to do something at C, but I think for the time being, that is including my clanmates, we're gonna try to help with B, at least try to postpone any further capturement of the B cap. And once again, Murakumo is doing a really fantastic job being a harassment on this Kurfürst. Does get double fires on this Kurfürst, but he's very broad to this Kurfürst that he needs to be careful. But fortunately, the enemy Missouri is taking some heat off of Murakumo, that he is able to get away and is currently not spotted. And this is the nice thing about the Des Moines with the very high floaty shells, that it can actually get over islands. It does get one final fire, and that is probably going to be a perma-fire, which is going to be very beneficial. Should help take down that Kurfürst. And at the time, things are still looking very, very bad for us. Still down in ships, still down in caps and points. So things are going to be very, very close. The Missouri does take out the enemy Kurfürst by ramming him, which is honestly not that bad of a trade because it does mean that is one less tier 10 battleship that is currently alive. And unfortunately for myself, I am being radared and trying to get away from that. But we do have Imperial currently pushing inwards towards the B cap, and that Pensacola, oh, that brave Pensacola. Just this is one nice thing about the Des Moines, is the very high rate of fire. Is very, very potent against any ship. No ship can match it. However, the Des Moines at range is going to be a little bit more difficult to actually hit a target. That's one thing you definitely have to learn about the Des Moines, is she can't really deal with fast moving targets at range. But still, once again, the AP is very potent because it is the American AP. Let's see, that Hipper should go down fairly quickly, and we have another ram, and both sides lost 2 ships each. We should take out this Pensacola pretty quickly. Should go down in a few salvos from the Des Moines. Let's see who is going to get the kill. You can see how Jorge is playing with the Des Moines, and there he goes. Finally gets the Citadel. He's trying not to show a lot of broadside, because that is the worst thing you can do with the Des Moines, is show a lot of broadside. But fortunately for us, the Shimakaze is currently being spotted and is currently being focused down by Murakumo. But unfortunately, Musashi's a little bit close to that Shimakaze, but does finally go down to the Musashi's AP. Now, Murakumo's having a fantastic game at the moment. He has just earned Confederate and has done 137,532 points of damage, and the match is fairly close at the time. We are both on 4 ships each, and B is currently being captured by Imperial in the Kurfürst. While myself, I am incredibly low on health. I am going to actually go try to cap A, because for the most part our entire forces down south has fallen and will be captured by the enemy team. So C is probably going to have to be abandoned, but we're going to have to take care of this Missouri one way or another as quickly as possible. So things are still very, very tight, and unfortunately Imperial is a Kurfürst and not a very stealthy ship, so it is going to be difficult for Imperial to actually disappear, because there is still the Z-52 in the battle that can definitely outspot the Kurfürst and can definitely torp. But there's also Republic. The Republic is apparently very potent force. I have experienced the AP from the Republic, and it's not fun. It can citadel you quite easily, especially if you are in a cruiser, and can do pretty substantial amount of damage to a Kurfürst that you do need to be extremely careful when dealing with a Republic. But it does look like we will capture B, which will help our team gain some points. But unfortunately we have just lost C, and we are still 2 caps down to R1. That it's still going to be very, very close, but this Missouri should go down fairly quickly. Currently Murakumo is not being spotted, which does mean that he can open up with relative safety, but you can see he was just spotted, and that is more than likely the enemy destroyer that is still lurking around somewhere that is offering assistance. But unfortunately we have just lost on Musashi, and things are not looking good. Incoming shells from the Missouri does get a decent hit, but not enough to kill him. This Missouri should go down pretty quickly. There we go. Murakumo does get the kill on the enemy Missouri and is trying to get to the relative safety of in between A and B. So once again, the teams are fairly well matched. The enemy team has 2 battleships, a Roma and a Republic, and a Z-52, while our team has a Z-52, a Des Moines, and a Kurfürst. And things are definitely going to be interesting. Now, once again, I'm currently heading towards A, trying to get the A cap, but we are getting very short on time. That probably capturing A may not have been overly beneficial, because there's still that Z-52, that pesky Z-52 still alive and well, that he's still causing havoc and is currently dropping torps on Imperial. That is going to make it very difficult. And I think unfortunately Imperial does take a torpedo and is going to be okay, because I think he does have damage control that he should be able to repair that flooding. Now Republic, as you saw there, did take a shot at Murakumo. That is going to be still a problem for us, but now the Z-52 does look like he is in smoke, and Murakumo automatically pops his radar and focuses his attention on that Z-52, but unfortunately does not get the kill, and that Z-52 is able to get back behind that island. And there we have just lost our Kurfürst to the enemy Republic, and things are still going to be very, very tight. Now, once again, the enemy team has 2 battleships and a destroyer, while we have a destroyer and a cruiser. And unfortunately for Murakumo, he is not in a very good position. He's out in the open, and he is going to make really big steps in the other direction, doing a really good job trying to get into cover and maybe into a better position, less likely to be citadeled. Now, he is obviously keeping an eye on that Z-52 with his radar, but his radar is going to go down However, I'm still alive in my own Z52 that I think it would be better off if I do focus down that Z52 as quickly as possible and try to even up the playing field as much as possible. So things are still very tight. Our team has finally captured A and B, and we are now starting to gain points, but there is about 4 minutes left on this battle. And unfortunately, Murakumo has just got himself into a very precarious situation. And as you can see there, the Republic does get a citadel on Murakumo and leaving him very low on health. But fortunately for Murakumo, the Republic only has one turret in the front, which does mean it cannot fire multiple turrets at him, but does have a very quick reload and is able to do a really fantastic job as far as dealing damage. Now, this battle between myself and the Z52 is going to be very, very close. We're both very low in health. Murakumo does try to assist with his own guns. Should be able to take out this Z52. There we go, but unfortunately we have just went down to the enemy Z52 as well. And torpedoes are looking pretty good on that Republic. Do get 2 torpedoes, does cause a flooding, and it does look like the Z52 fired its own torpedoes. Ooh, this battle is going to be very close, but does look like Jorge does manage to dodge those torpedoes as well as the incoming shots from the enemy Republic. But Republic is going to go down, actually gets a ricochet, and there I have earned, it's just a flesh wound. And now the battle is very, very close. 1 ship each, and we are currently still under, though we still have 2 caps. Now the Roma is still alive somewhere, and unfortunately for Murakumo, he is going to have to face that battleship. He has no real choice, because as soon as that Roma steps onto B, it is going to be game over one way or another. The Roma is going to stop the accumulation of points for us, and there is just about 2 minutes left on this battle. And high props to Murakumo. He has done 219,089 points of damage, high caliber Confederate and Witherer, and he is still alive, but now he has to deal with a Roma, and we'll see how this battle progresses. Roma is obviously in the P cap, and Murakumo does open up on this Roma. Roma obviously opens up with AP, but fortunately for Murakumo, the AP doesn't fully penetrate his armor, and it does ricochet, though he did get a damaged gun that is going to hinder his ability. But fortunately for him, he's able to at least maintain a fairly decent angle. Now, Murakumo does have to make a play. One way or another, someone has to die, and it will mean that the victory goes to one team or another. And unfortunately, things are going to be super tight. He does switch over to AP, which, as you can see, is very potent even at a close range battleship, even at this sort of an angle that we currently see against that Roma, that he's doing fairly substantial amount of damage and is melting this Roma relatively quickly. Now, the little hiccups you're seeing is actually just due to his own video, his own gameplay. Not much I can do on that part, but battle is actually going to end, and we are in fact going to get a victory. So very close game. Murakumo has done a fantastic job in this battle, and Roma is going to go down, and the victory is going to be for us. So Murakumo has done 268,000 points of damage, high caliber, Kraken Unleashed, Confederate, Witherer, and earned the victory for our team. So this is going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining in. And if you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.